Here it is on Wednesday, just about 4:20. All right, we're into it. 4:20, beer 30, whatever you want to call it. And woo! Man, I feel like I had to recover. Fuzz, from last night. What the fudge? You there? He's there.
Yeah, man, I'm here. I'm recovering as well, dude. Hung out with a bunch of hooligans last night, a little late. So.
I never realized what I was getting myself into going to the King's End. I was in Schenectady, and I felt like I was in the heart of South Troy or North Troy, because both are known for their pubs and their old school bars, and their people are just like flipping you off when you walk through the door. It's just made me feel really, really at home. So thanks to the King's Inn, thanks to who's the guy who won? Was it Pat? Who's the guy who won? Do we remember his name? He gave back the guitar that you gave away. And that was that. It was on, and he gave it back, and we're going to try to raise some money for Cassidy too. So thanks, Fuzz, for having the tradition there. We had a great time.
Oh, it was a blast, dude. Thank you guys for playing. Right. You guys are amazing as always.
I got to bring in this guest because I know our friends are waiting. So you're going to hang out with us backstage and produce and do our thing. All right, cool. So, I have one story about our first guest, our main guest tonight. People used to come up to me a few years ago, and they're like, "Oh man, you seen Brian Kane?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen Brian Kane. Is he starting to play now? Finally, that guy?" And I was like, "They were like, yeah," because I didn't think he was regularly playing. I met him. It must be, I don't know. It was years ago, but then he showed up in an open mic I was having at O'Brien's, and this dude grabs my guitar, walks to the other side of the fucking room, and just starts playing it and singing to the corner. And I'm like, the PA's over there, man. He's like, I don't need no PA. That was the first time I saw you play.
There's no PA necessary, Ralph. I'm a big mouth.
So today we have, I guess, two guys from Troy, weed, beer, and
look, I saved my last Brooklyn summer just for you, Ralph.
Cheers.
The last one.
Two Troy guys. I even got my Troy Core mug. I got my Troy Core mug here because it's the only mug I have that says Troy. And of course, he's here, the King as well. Brian Kane, everybody. How you doing today, man? Tell us about your day. How was your day?
It was fantastic. I worked my ass off, if you believe that. And if you want to hear more lies, keep me on a little longer. I'll lie to you this whole time.
Yep. He's probably doing that. Please, if you're seeing the video right now, share it. And that would be very cool. Thanks to That Fuzzing Rock Show for letting us use this platform for Capital Underground face-to-face. The reason we are here at this time is because Brian has to go bowling tonight. And that's what we're going to start with, is bowling. I have a little notepad next to me. We're not going to talk about music for a minute. Bowling. That's why we're here at this time. So what time does bowling start?
6:30.
All right, now tell us, it's a very important part of your life. And I'm not busting balls. We were talking about this on the phone or on the test of the stream a few weeks ago. So let's talk about bowling, because it's important that people still play sports, especially bowling.
Well, us fat guys can only play certain sports, so we bowl.
Okay. Speak for yourself.
We play golf.
Yep.
Fat guy sports, cornhole.
Okay. So that's it. It just goes into the category of fat guy sports.
No, I've been bowling since I was a kid.
Right.
I've been in adult league since I was 18. I just love the game. It's fun. I suck, but I love it.
Do you have your own specific pair of bowling shoes?
Yes, I do. I got Dexter's, bro.
Because, people say, what is it with you and Brian and always talking about shoes? This dude has the nicest shoes I've ever seen. And I'm out shopping for shoes now going, what would Brian wear? But some things aren't going to work.
I'll take you out shopping. And
I think I need to have a little Capital Underground shoe shopping trip with Brian Kane, and maybe we'll go live that way.
We'll go live and we'll get Ralph some shoes.
See, I mean, you see behind me, that's my graduating pic right here. Right there, right here. Where am I? Right there.
I can't.
Right there. There's a picture right behind me from my high school, and you see how I grew my hair then. Okay. So shoes, very important. Comfort. Sometimes don't they hurt though when you're playing live? Some of the shoes you
Yeah,
wear?
I get home, I'm getting older, so I get home, take my shoes off, and it's instant relief.
Which leads
But
me to my next subject, Crocs.
I got them on
You're
right
an
now, bro. Look at, yo, bro, check it out.
oh
I got them on
boy.
right now. There's my Crocs.
Do you know what month this is? You better.
It's October.
It's Croctober. See, you did not know that.
No,
You
I
did
just
not know
wear
that it's Croctober.
They're
Yep,
the
it
most,
is
it's like wearing pillows.
Yep. Tommy Love, thanks for checking in. If you have any comments, we will be posting them. I'm gonna just look through the comments real. Here we go. Fuzz is back there producing. Hashtag Fat Guy Sports. You're learning with myself, Ralph Renna, coming from South Troy, and Brian from North Troy. Us Berg dudes, those Berg dudes, and us South Troy guys get along, and we always have gotten along. I think that's where you and I hit it off. There's that Troy love. There's that Troy love. We haven't talked to Stitch about music. I guess we should kind of just talk about where you're at. And I want to start with the beginning, the band, and we'll get to the information on the show and all that. I have a little plan. And can you just tell us about the beginning and where that band stands and who we might see playing out in the band these days?
Well, right now we got it's me and Anthony Pellegrino. That's the dynamic duo right there. You'll never separate us two unless he gets pissed and wants to punch me and leave.
That'll never happen, man.
I got the big guy playing bass, Kevin Calicone. Love the guy. He's fantastic. I met him years ago through Mark Richardson, and I kind of just adopted him and kept him. He's fantastic. I got a great group of guys. I've been looking for years to get a band together, but it's got to be a right fit. You know that. Personality-wise, I'm a douchebag, so we got to get guys that can hang out and deal with me.
Right.
And I found them. We got a young kid, Nick Antoinette, playing guitar. I got Jeff Prescott plays drums with me when he's available. You know, he's got it. Mark Emanation's got his mitts into Jeff Prescott, so I got to give him the
Mark Emanation. That
sounded
like
I'm scared of him,
so like a fucking arm wrestling challenge to me. If you want to ask me,
I'm scared to death of that man.
Either a show together with Soul Sky and Brian Kane in the beginning, or Brian and Mark Emanation actually fucking arm wrestle. We have a question. We have a question in the chat from Lori Muckle. She wants to know, what's he smoking?
I'm smoking pot, Lori.
Okay, so this is the 420 Beer 30 Capital Underground face-to-face with Ralph Renna, myself, and Brian Kane. We're here. And so I guess, Lori, I hope that worked for you. So what you're watching here,
Lori should know better what I'm smoking. What's wrong with her?
I don't know. Question. It's pretty simple. So here's I'm gonna pull the picture up. So there's Jeff playing drums.
Look at them handsome devils, I'll tell you.
Right, there you go. There it is. You know, yeah.
But
I'm just admiring Jeff's fucking mustache. Is he have a mustache?
He stares at me like that the whole show.
It's not a mustache. It's the shadowing. I don't know. Does Jeff Prescott ever grow a mustache? That's my question from the chat.
I've never seen him with a mustache.
No, yeah, me neither.
But we don't have him this Friday at the Rustic Barn. We got a guy called, his name is Mike Watukas. We call him Zooty. He's from Hoosick Falls. Phenomenal drummer.
He is a phenomenal drummer. I'll interject there. I saw Zooty, and I met Zooty at Unihog when you played up there with him, and he was a pretty amazing player. Because I'm all about it. I'm like you. I like to just pick random guys and go, who's going to be in the band tonight, and just go with it. You call it the shit show. I call it
not anymore.
I call it
no,
bro. It's not. Yeah, it's making the magic happen and seeing maybe putting three dudes on stage that never jammed together before, and you're now in front of an audience. So, all right. Yeah. So first up, Friday night.
Let's talk about Friday night party at the Rustic Barn, Spiegeltown, New York, center of the universe.
Now, you say center of the universe. Why is that?
You got to ask somebody that's from Spiegeltown because they'll explain it.
Okay. So it's actually still Troy. They call it Troy, right? It's not really Spiegeltown yet. It's almost Spiegeltown, right? But the Rustic Barn has a Troy address.
The mailing address is Troy.
Right.
But it's Spiegeltown.
Okay.
If you're from the Berg, you know Spiegeltown.
Yeah.
You Southies probably call it Melrose, but it's Spiegeltown.
Well,
It's
Fuzz wanted to
it's the northern tip of Troy.
Yeah.
You're on your way out.
All right. So Fuzz interjected that maybe if the mustache could be the flavor saver. Let's talk about Friday night. It's not all about Brian Kane in the beginning. There's a cool thing happening, and Kai's got his band back together, Motel 6, and it's his birthday party. And you and I were discussing Kai the other day, and I was like, who's this kid? I keep seeing him around. We're friends on Facebook. Tell me about him.
I love the kid. We hit it right off. He's a phenomenal talent too, Ralph. He can play the hell out of guitar. He's got a really cool singing voice too, real bluesy. And he's a young lad. I think he's turning 23, and he's got that old soul to him.
Damn, he's that young?
Yeah, we just connected, and he's just a fantastic kid, in my opinion.
Wow.
So he called me, and he said that they were looking to get a birthday party for him on the 14th at the barn. I said, we're playing. He said, can we open? I said, definitely. So they're going to play an hour before us.
Okay. That's awesome.
He's one of my sons. I've adopted him too.
All right. So Capital Underground Face to Face is sponsored by Paulie's Hotel and Putnam Place, and then powered by That Fuzzing Rock Show. CapitalUndergroundRadio.com is the website. ThatFuzzingRockShow.com coming soon. All right. So what I wanted to do was talk about the weekend. The weekend's coming, and first off is Kai's party. And I guess we should bring Kai in with us, right? I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, he should come on the show. Kai, if you're out there watching, jump on, man. Let's go. Come on and say hello to us. Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, boom. That wasn't planned.
Hey.
So this is the dude. And my first words were to him through Facebook was like, do you want to come on the show with Brian Kane and not tell him? And he's like, yup. Call me. Yup. Calls me, and I said, hey, man, happy birthday. Nice to fucking meet you finally. Nice to meet you face to face, hopefully in person this Friday. And you have a lot of good things to say about the scene. You have a lot of good things to say about Brian. You have a lot of good things to say about life. So here's your chance to just talk about those things. Music and why it's your birthday, but why is Friday important to you?
Not your birthday yet. Cut it out.
I mean, that already passed.
The guy wants every day to be his birthday.
It is months. We celebrate months. So tell me why Friday's important to you, at the Rustic Barn.
I feel like Friday is important to me simply for the fact that I get to enjoy it with a fat chubby kid. You know what I'm saying, from the Berg. You know what I'm saying. But besides that, honestly, I get to play music and I get to hear good music. I get to play my set, and I did have the band back together, but then you know how bands come together and break up. You know
right.
What I'm saying?
So you were kind of inactive for a little bit, and now Motel 6 is going to make a return and play for your birthday. Yeah. And hopefully this is a rejuvenating of the whole thing. So
exactly.
Do we think maybe we're going to have some members jamming with each other and some jams going on between you guys Friday night? Or are we just going to leave the cat in the bags?
No, there's no need for surprises. I might take my shirt off as the only surprise you're going to get.
Right. Kai, when you met Brian, how did you handle him? I mean, did you guys take a liking to each other? Or were you like me? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
It was like that when we met. Yeah. It was like, he's an asshole.
We was like peas and carrots.
Fuzz is saying Kai's guitar playing is amazing. That's from our own That Fuzzing Rock Show.
He's super talented. He's way older than his years, man. That kid's got the blues, and he plays it. He uses it. It pours out of his fingers.
Right.
I try to play with feel, man.
What are your influences, Kai? Tell us about what influences you to play music, because I've been kind of catching up with some of your videos you've been putting up, and there's some stuff in there. There's some pain. There's some everything in your lyrics. You can feel it, and when there's that realness to it, that's what makes it real. What are you influenced by? As far as you're going to be 20, you are 23 years old, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be 24.
Right, 24. Okay. What about influences?
But influences, when I was younger, probably like around like 12,
Yep.
all the way up to like 15.
Yeah.
It'd probably been like Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Steve Vai, actually Gary
Brian
Clark
Kane.
Jr. too. A
Brian
little bit of
Kane.
Brian Kane, but I didn't know about him back
That
then.
means he
You know what
wants
I'm
some
saying?
attention, Kai. Just hold on a second. We got to give Brian some attention
No, it's
now.
all right. It's all right.
No, Brian, I want you to tell us about some of your influences now, though. I'm interviewing you, but I'm running the show here, buddy. I'm running the show here.
Where'd you go? Is it just me now? Am I here all by myself? Hi.
Yes, you
Ralph,
are.
where did you go?
All right.
There's Ralph.
So the marijuana's kicking in, but it's okay, bro. It's okay. So just breathe and just
Well, listen, I was the only one there
take
for a
me to
minute.
your early
I got
childhood. Kai's still with us. Take me to your early childhood, though. Can you do
My
that?
childhood?
As far as
My
as far
father
as
loved
music.
rock and roll music.
There
He
it
loved
is.
it. So it was always around the house. Nobody really played or nothing. I didn't play or nothing. I didn't start playing the guitar till I was almost 30 years old. Just rock and roll, man. Neil Young, Allman Brothers, Pink Floyd, you name it. If it's good, I love it. But
How
my
about you,
father always
Kai?
had the music going.
How about
Sunday
you, Kai?
morning.
How about you, Kai? Same? Any kind of family influences with you too? Or was it just something
I would
you
love
just
to
dove
say
into?
it's just me though. It's
It was
just
you,
me.
though. You
I
wanted to
just
be a
dove
musician.
into it. Yeah, I just dove into that. I knew it was something I loved from the start. I was like, yeah,
Kai, let me ask you a question. Do you like bowling?
I love bowling.
Yeah, all right. See, that's why you guys like each other. I don't bowl anymore. Maybe I should come to this league. Do you go bowling with Brian?
No, like I recently, messed up my arm bowling probably like a month ago. I threw it out of its socket because I bowled too hard. I don't know if Brian ever had that problem, but thing
No,
went
I
all the
use
way
I
out,
use the
man.
proper pound ball. I don't use them 12-pound balls.
I didn't use a 12. Actually, matter of fact, you're right.
All right, let's talk about how many pounds should your bowling balls be?
16,
Good question.
15
I'm not a
pounds.
pro.
Very important stuff right here. Very important stuff we're touching down on. How about golf balls? I mean, or golf clubs? You said fat guys play. I mean, where the fuck does Kai fit in the fat guy part of it all? That's what I want to know.
He'll get there. When I was 24, Ralph, I was thin too.
Right. A couple more shows with you, and he's going to be fucking
I'll have
wheeling him into the
back
barn.
by 30.
All right. That's all right.
Oh man,
that's right. You got to eat. The rustic barn, though. Let's talk about the barn. It seems to have become a home to you. From what I've been told, Kai, a lot of people discovered you by you playing the open mics up there. Is that correct? Okay,
yes,
so Brian, the barn. As far as the barn goes, I mean, it's kind of a home for a lot of us. Me particularly, I think it's the season, and I think the gobbler should be back on the menu. That is one of my favorite dishes there. Do you know what the gobbler is? And I'm not talking about the chick that used to go there. She don't hang out there anymore.
He's still there.
I'm talking about the fucking turkey
He
wrap.
still hangs out there.
Okay. I'm talking about the turkey wrap with the everything, the whole turkey dinner in there. So live music. I've played there. I've had a blast. It's always awesome. The crowds are always awesome. The open mics. What are your thoughts, Brian? We'll start with you, and then we'll get back to Kai in just a minute.
Now, where you went away again, Ralph.
But when I go away, it's giving you the spotlight. I'm producing here. See, this is what I'm doing. I'm producing.
Where are you going?
I'm just
kind of yourself right out of the shot.
I'm gonna stay with you. It's obviously you don't want to do this alone. I'm gonna hold. We're gonna give each other high fives. Tell me about the rustic barn and the special moments you've had there. Any special memories?
I've had hundreds, man. Black Friday is always a special memory there. I've been there 10 years. This is my 10th year playing at the rustic barn. It's because it's like a high school reunion, and we pack the place up. Everybody's home. It's just, I don't know what it is about Black Friday at the barn, but it's always magical.
That's cool. Yes, Black Friday for live music, definitely.
It's one of the best places to go for live music.
It is really, man. It's like still kind of. You say it to people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been to this bar." They think the clubs. They don't really think of the restaurants like the barn that cater to local musicians the way they do with the stage. You walk in there and you're carrying your heavy amp. And they're like, nope, you don't need it. There's one right. Wow. Yep. That's something that whether it's a show or an open mic, whatever it is, happens. How about you, Kai? What about your connection to the Rustic Barn?
I really can't even tell you when the last time. I mean, like when the first time I actually went there, but when I did, it was just, I don't know. It was the hands down the best open mic I've went to, man. The best open mic I've gone to, and still till this day, the best open mic I go to. The people are friendly. Live music is fucking great. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here, but
you haven't heard us say fuck yet? No?
I mean, Brian, there you go. All right, cool.
Brian, give me okay. It's okay. It's oh fucking K.
But fucking yeah, there we go. But fucking Rustic Barn is amazing. It's amazing. It's the best place, best open mic I've gone to.
Well,
hands down.
Kai's celebrating his birthday month and having a party in his old band, I guess. Current band, we don't know. We'll see where this goes. It's just one of his bands has decided to play Motel 6. Brian Kane in the beginning. Look at the bottom of the screen. You see the ticker, gives you the information. And then Brian is continuing that tour and going to be playing in the Berg. And that's probably going to be a solo gig down at 41. Let's talk about that place. Yep. Yeah. Let's talk about that place a little bit, because that you seem to be making little homes all over the capital region, but staying in your neighborhood and heading out to what we call Berg country. And you go out to Spiegeltown and to Scotticoke and so on.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I think
41.
Yeah, 41. That just seems to be like a cool little spot with good music.
It's a nice little hole. It's a nice little hole in the wall. It's the only nice thing in the Berg. Ed Doyne's doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
He's keeping the old school Berg alive. I love that place, too. It's fun. It's just fun playing at home. You know, Ralph. You play at home, they all come out.
I feel like I've been doing the same thing. I go, Brian plays in the Berg a lot. I play out in Averill Park a lot, and that's just what we do. So Friday and Saturday. And then, of course, Brian, you're going to be coming out to Averill Park for the first time at the Lakeview on the 19th. That's something cool. Do you like the afternoon shows better than the nighttime, or are you more of a
vampire? I just like
Is he a vampire guy?
It don't really matter. If the people are there, we're having fun. It don't matter what time.
Yeah.
Right. So the Lakeview is going to be on November 19th. Where should we go next? What didn't we talk about? How about weed? We haven't talked about weed yet. You've just been smoking it.
Oh, weed, man. Yeah, I don't have none to smoke. Where's my weed, Brian?
So all I keep hearing is that weed is legal in New York State. How far are we actually with any of that? I haven't seen a dispensary open up in Troy yet. Have I missed out?
Man.
Next season? Is that when that's coming? Who's got the facts on this stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. Is there one open in New York yet? We just need one to open in New York.
And then that's it.
And then whatever the rules are after that.
I'm going to bring in Fuzz, guys. I think we need to bring in Fuzz, because Fuzz, I think these days is so disconnected from weed that I think we should probably get his take on it. Kai, this is Fuzz. Brian, this is Fuzz, if you guys haven't met before. That's Fuzz the Rock Show. So Fuzz, we have to work in some kind of promotion with you, and you don't smoke weed. And like they say, you can't get fucking high on your own supply, right? You don't smoke weed. Your color's green. We need to have that fuzzing kush.
I wouldn't mind having that fuzzing weed store. I'd make a fucking $1 million.
That fuzzing weed store. All right. So that's something we got to ban. Would you put your name on weed even though you don't smoke it?
I would put my name on. I'm like the ghetto Gene Simmons of marketing.
Okay.
I'll put my name on anything. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Fuzz, you know I always appreciate your opinion, and I need you to kind of take me away from things sometime too, though. All right. Fuzz is hanging out with us. And Kai, you're going to hang out with us. Hang out for us just for a minute there. Hey, Brian, I wanted to ask you, were you surprised that we brought Kai onto the show?
That was nice, dude. Thank you. I love that
absolutely.
Kid.
Absolutely. And I'm glad he's still here. He's hanging out. Fuzz is hanging out. And I've never done that before. So cool. I just wanted to make sure it was cool because that's why I didn't tell you, because I didn't care, because I wanted to get you guys together. I knew you'd love it. Cool. If you're out there, please share this. Brian, what time do you have to go bowling?
We got a little time. Unless you're
Okay.
kicking me out, you want to throw me out?
No, not at all. Not at all. Now, we stopped at the Rustic Barn Friday night. You're playing there with the full band, the beginning, Brian Kane in the beginning. Saturday night at 41 in the Berg in Lansingburg. What else is coming up between now and November 19th at the Lakeview? Because I figured we would get you to tell us about some of those shows.
Sure. Well, let me look. I did that.
Got your calendar? Crack it out.
I got my calendar right here for you, Rob.
You made sure you had a bowl of weed in front of you, but you didn't have the calendar out. All right, I'm ready. Yeah. It's like stepping in, seeing cow manure and just, I'm going to step in this. All right. So hold on real quick. Always check the Facebook because you're posting weekly where you guys are playing. And I'm going to drive people to Brian.Kane3.3344. I guess that's the link to your actual Facebook. It's the way he is avoiding the meta universe, I guess, by having the Kane. But Brian Kane in the beginning have a Facebook, correct?
Yes, we do. Just like the page, and you can follow the band. I put all the events on there too. The solos, the duos, the trios, the full band. Whatever's going on, I put on there.
So after Saturday at 41, what does the end of October and Halloween weekends bring you?
I got a couple of private shows coming, but I'm playing at the Schuylerville American Legion.
There's one. Let's talk about that place.
On the 21st. That's open to the public too. It's a cool little place.
Right.
Out in the middle of nowhere, Bill.
Some things we haven't talked about is you played in the Berg this summer, Powers Park Concert Series. You played in Schaghticoke. You played in Brunswick. You played with all these places where they're booking acts like the Refrigerators and they're booking, bands. So that's an honor, man. Let's talk about some of those shows. Rye Bread. You really raved about Rye Bread,
Rye Bread.
Let's talk.
Rye up and bread.
But the thing is you're going back to these small VFWs and these small bars in the Berg because you never forget where you come from.
Will never stop me. I'll play it wherever they want me to play. I'll play.
Yep.
I love it.
Did you think that it would take off like this when you started really getting going in the past 10 years? Everybody wants to book you.
I had no intention. I just wanted to go out and play.
Right. And that's kind of the vibe you're riding still too with the Brian Kane in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the part you're not. Here's the part you're not going to like.
All right, bust my balls out.
When are we going to hear those Brian Kane in the beginning originals? I'm going to have to bring Kai back in on this one for this. Yeah, Kai's got all kinds of fucking settings, capes, hats, scenery. Brian Kane in the beginning original music, Brian, is what I'm asking about. We've talked about it. You said you had a few tunes. You're waiting to go in the studio. Let's talk about that a little bit.
They need some work. That's all. I got a couple written down, but they need some work. And then you got to get them together and you got to get the group with the guys. So it's a process. It's a process.
Kai, it sounds like he's just taking the easy way out.
I'm not.
I mean, I don't know. I never heard an original from Brian Kane. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. So,
well, when he was toying around with the idea of using the name Brian Kane in the beginning, I straight up threatened him and said, if you don't use that name, I'm going to stop the tradition and I'm going to it's going to be Ralph Renna in the beginning. It's off. You're bet, and I'm taking it. Once I put it out there, you can't use it.
We couldn't have that.
And I felt like I had a big, some people in the music scene, they feel like you have a big part of your career when it's you're doing it. And I know that I am responsible for that name, even though I didn't come up with it, but I threatened him that I would steal it.
I saw it on a piece of paper. I was playing with Mark Richardson.
Yeah.
And he brought the set list. And so I pick it up and all I saw on the top of the page it said the beginning. I said, what's this? He said, oh, that's just the back of some paper. The set list is on the other side.
Right.
I said, that's the name of the band.
That's awesome. And speaking of Mark Richardson, just won that blues competition, right? Won $1,000.
Him and Nick. Yeah.
Soul Searchers. A great acoustic blues duo, electric / whatever. Yeah, pretty amazing. Kai, how about you, man? What artists, other than the three of us, we've just been talking about each other, that you dig? And we'll go around the room and I'll even tell you too,
sure.
some new acts, like local bands. So let's talk
local bands.
Yeah.
I would really have to say, I would really have to say E Block for one. They really,
yeah.
They really motivated me.
Agreed. They were on the list.
Motivated me in so many ways, bro.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's like they have originals. They do the covers. Their energy's there. It's just like that's just one big band. I mean, they're not big yet, but I do have faith. I have all the faith in the world in these guys, and they just motivated me so much to keep going. So that's one band. Brian Kane, I know that you said don't mention y'all three.
No,
Brian
cool.
Kane band.
You can pump his head up some more. It's like pump it flying out the window like mine.
That's why
my head's the biggest. Look at on the screen. My head's the biggest. See, that's why you. I don't have an ego. Let me sit way the fuck back here.
I want to tell you, I got the table, Ralph.
Right. Oh, that's cool. Though.
I did it. Now he's yelling at me.
E Block, another band that kind of was spawned and really got known. How I heard about it was seeing the live streams from the Rustic Barn open mic. So that's cool. Brian, how about you? I mean, you got your eye on any local musicians or anyone out there that should be?
There's a ton of them. There's a ton of them. And when I get the night off,
one you want to spoil.
One I want to spoil?
Well, one you want to talk. We'll say, hey, you should check out this one.
Well, there's several. It's tough to pick one.
We have time. Like you said, you were in a hurry. So
here it is. I'll tell you the truth. If I get the night off on a Friday night and I want to go watch music, I'm looking for Johnny Clifford with the Tom Petty.
Yep.
Love it. I'm looking for Dead Man's Waltz. Yep. I'm looking for Soul Sky. I'm looking for Rob Ballou, Raisin Head.
Yes.
I'm looking for D-Block. That's on it. I'm looking for them guys. They're top of the list for me. Looking for them guys.
Very cool.
If I get a night off, I want to go watch a band play, and I look for them guys.
How about national artists, Brian? Like what's got you rocking, or what are you listening to? Something newer you might have heard, or if you're stuck on something older, what may that be?
Chris Stapleton's got me hooked like heroin. Tyler
horrible analogy, but okay, I get it. I think
whatever. I can say whatever I want.
You should have said fentanyl. What the fuck, man?
Right.
I'm stuck to him, dude. I love him. It was like when I was a kid with Greg Allman. I can't get away from shit.
Right.
I can't get away from it. And you want to play something different when you got the headphones on, and it's constantly going back to that. Tyler Childers. I
My
love
turn.
This new album.
Who?
Okay, I'm sorry, Ralph.
Who?
My turn.
Who were you saying? I thought you were done. I'm sorry. Who were you saying?
I don't remember. Go ahead.
Okay.
You got me.
My turn. Okay. So locally, I'm into some serious hip hop right now. And it comes and goes with me, I'm listening to a band, or should I say an artist called Shiest. And Shiest is one of the nastiest delivering hip hop dudes. There's a lot of them, and he's up there. There's also these guys called Exquisite, Sime Jesus, and so I've been kind of keeping my hip hop because it reminds me of the '90s stuff that I grew up. Because I'm old, Kai. I mean, I'm not fucking 23. Switch.
Okay. He's older. No, he's older than me.
I'm older than you. I know. Hi, I'm Ralph. I'm older than Brian Kane. And I would say on a local level too, with rock and roll, the Hard Luck Souls, Joe Mansman and the Midnight Revival Band, really digging them. And I gotta cheat and look back on my Spotify from earlier. Quaker City Nighthawks, fucking band blew my mind, and they got a few albums out, and I think you guys would both enjoy them. So what I was trying to do here was turn each other on to music, and that's what we did. E Block, good call. All the bands you want to go see, Brian, good call. And that's the bands that support each other in the scene, Yeah. So, what's your cat's name, Kai?
Kai Love.
Is that so you wouldn't forget the name, or?
Yeah, forget my name.
Okay. That is a good thing. Kai, how about you? As far as music goes, are you planning on recording Kai,
to.
Kai the album, Motel 6, maybe. You know,
it would definitely be Kai the album.
Yeah.
You know, just so I don't forget my name again.
Yeah.
But
hey,
yeah, it's money
right.
though. It's money. It's expensive to
Right.
get in the studios nowadays, man. Unless you know somebody.
Right. Totally. What else?
I got a guy.
You got to go?
I got a guy.
We got a guy for what, to record
I know
him?
a guy. Yeah.
Oh, for me?
How many times do you say I know a guy a week?
That's bad.
A lot. You got a guy.
Brian, no pets for you? I have a dog. He's got a cat.
No pets?
What's up?
Nope.
Nope.
You don't like
Nope.
cats?
My 22-year-old son lives with me. I got enough.
I got to bring Fuzz back in for this one. Fuzz, do you have any fucking pets over there?
I have a big fat cat.
Didn't you have like a huge chicken running around your house? Fuzz, go get that. Go get your pet chicken.
Go get chicken.
Fuzz's got chickens?
Yeah, wait till you see this chicken. This thing's fucking huge, man.
Does he have a chicken, really?
He's got a chicken in his house.
I'm sorry about
just
that.
stand by. And if anyone's watching, this is Capital Underground Face to Face. I didn't expect us to talk about anything but weed, beer, and shoes today. We did get a lot of ground covered. We brought in Kai. It's Kai's birthday. Rustic Barn this Friday. And all right, Fuzz found. All right, cool. All right, Fuzz. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
There it is. Okay.
Wow.
Thank you, Fuzz.
Wow.
You never know what is going to happen. Capital Underground Face to Face. If you had any advice, Brian Kane, to any local musician, what would your advice be? I mean, you must say it, but probably don't remember it because it's, a few in at an open mic, seriously. And you might say it to a lot of artists. You might have said it to Kai when you saw them. And what's your advice to local musicians, like, about doing it and don't not do it?
It's always been about the sandbox. Just play nice in the sandbox.
Explain.
Man. Play nice in the sandbox. You can use my pail. I can use your pail. We all got to play together in the sandbox. And as long as you can do that and be happy and have a good time with what you're doing, and when you don't like something, speak your mind. Like I don't like the way you're singing that, Bri. Let's do it this way. And it's like, all right, let's do it that way. And don't get all pissy pants. The competitive nature is nonsense. You don't need to be competitive.
Now when you say competitive nature, do you mean inner bands between members? And I'm not asking to drop names. I'm just saying, or do you say in the scene too at the same time?
The scene. Right. I've been around long enough, and I see people, and they, then you hear people talk, and there's no room for that. Let's all play together and have fun.
Same here. And when I drop the fucking bomb, and call all these fucking jerks out, I'm going to invite the two of you back here with me.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding, man. Seriously, but Brian brings up a good point.
Whatever you want, Ralph.
One thing I admire about you, though, Brian, is that I said, a couple of years ago, you should play here. You were like, I will be. And I'm like, oh, dick. And then I was like, no, he's right. And I took that attitude myself. And I'm like, all right. And then I said, Brian, you should play here. And you're like, I already told you, Ralphie, I will be. And you are, and that's cool. And Kai, I know I'm proud of it. You're proud of it. And you have something else behind you besides a radiator. And that's a lot of friends and family. And that's where the local music starts, with support, because that shows other people, wow, there's something going on here. Is there anybody, Brian, you'd like to thank personally off the top of your head as far as support? Whatever.
Oh, Anthony Pellegrino, number one.
There you go.
The Brendan Stools at the Rustic Barn. They love me. I love them. They're fantastic human beings.
Yep.
Everyone I meet. There's so many good people.
Yep.
Even Tommy Love out there. We even love Tommy Love.
You love
Tommy. Of course you do. How can you not love Tommy Love with the love in there?
Just everybody that comes to the shows. If they don't come to the shows, we don't play. We don't have shows.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. So everybody that comes out to the shows, I see all the time.
Yeah.
The Kathy Conleys of the world. They come out to every fucking show, no matter what. I bust everybody's balls. I call everybody a cocksucker. they love it and they come back.
Kai, I'm so sorry. I stuck you in between the two of us today. But at the same time, I think this is the greatest lesson you're ever going to learn in music.
Most likely is.
And that's cool. Kai, how about you? To the younger generation, as you're a young man, let's just get to it. You're a young man. You hold yourself and you carry yourself well. Your music's pretty fucking darn good. Me and Brian, I think we're digging it. I know I'm digging it. Live this weekend. What is your advice to the new generation musicians or whoever out there?
To the new generation, to the youngins, to my generation.
Yes.
I would just say, I don't know, maybe it's not music related, but it relates to everything. Just learn to love yourself.
Then you can go there too, wherever it may take you.
That's all I'm saying. Just learn to love yourself so you could project it on to others throughout your music or your gift or whatever you have or whatever you're doing, your goal in life, your dream. Just like learn to love yourself so you could just like people could accept who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Just like just be happy, man. Just be happy to others, care for others, and just do all that. You know.
Sorry to interrupt you, but do you think that music can be a savior for most people?
Yeah.
I attest to it.
And it was a savior for me, for sure.
It saved my fucking life a few times. It still is. Brian?
And it still is.
Did it save your life?
I would be a mess without it. I know that. Yeah.
Like more of a mess or a real mess?
Well, see, this mess you look here, this is paid for. I figured this is all planned. So it's not really a mess. It's kind of a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I would be a wreck without music. It has to be around.
Yep.
It has to be.
So Fuzz has a lot of animals around the house, guys, and this is his.
What's got on now?
His pet unicorn. Yep. That is his pet unicorn. Yep, there it is. Right, man, I don't know. No one's more of an animal lover than that guy right there. No one. Thanks, Fuzz, for hanging out with us and producing the show. I'm going to just check in with the comments and see if we didn't miss anybody because I haven't looked in a while. So let me just take a real quick look here, see who's been chiming in with us.
Hurry up about it.
All right. No, just, here's Tommy Love chimed in earlier. I played there with Vinnie Dawson. It's a good place. I don't know what he was referring to. Tommy, what were you referring to? I wasn't sure. But you can also check out me and Tommy Love just shooting the shit on a special little podcast. Kai, let's talk about
Kai and I.
Yeah, let's talk about Kai and I. Doesn't mean because we're on Capital Underground, we are any kind of competition because I'll make it public in front of the whole right. Because we are all in this for the same reason, different generations, and it's cool to connect with you. That you and Maddie, let's talk about that. So I haven't seen anything going down in a while, and that's why I'm kind of getting in the head about that.
Yeah, I recently made a Facebook post probably like a day or two ago. I was tripping acid, and I was like, "Hey, why not make a little update?"
Did he just fucking say that? All right, tripping acid.
You heard what I said.
Mike, we're doing it.
You heard what I said. I was tripping balls, and I was like, "Hey, we haven't done a podcast in a while. Let's tell the world what's going on." So we did. We made a little video, and it was basically telling the world about the little podcast. I mean, it was pretty big, but the podcast that we did before, which was with an artist named Reggie Steele. He's also a rapper in the 518. He's local. Yep. He's fucking amazing.
Reggie Steele, and, I want your stuff. Send it in. Let's play it.
Oh yeah, he does. He goes to the studio, and all his stuff is like out on almost all platforms.
Yeah.
But
very cool.
Yeah. Other than that, we've been trying to get some guests, and I could actually say that I've been trying to get JJ Savage. I've been trying to get some people from Vinyl Vault. I'm not trying to just have musicians, like poets, like just like local talent, you know what I'm saying? Talent of entertainers, people that have goals, dreams, trying to get it shown to the world,
So someone, actually, I think it was Fuzz earlier. I don't know which Fuzz the chicken, Fuzz the horse. Said, I think Fuzz just chimed in there and said we should start a super group. And I'm, that kind of already happened. I joined the shit show once. Brian started at the beginning. He's like, I'm not doing that anymore. But we'll all eventually get on stage again together. Brian, I think last time we jammed at Unihog, wherever we are, if we're there and someone's got a guitar or an extra, we do it. So that doesn't have to be like a planned thing. That's going to happen someday. Anything else coming up, Brian, Kai, before we say goodnight, because I know Brian's got to get ready for bowling, the 420 show. And I think we've covered everything that we could cover.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Any last words, Brian Kane, for Capital Underground Face to Face?
Any last words?
Any last words before we say goodnight?
I'm going to change it up. I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to be nice. I'm going to shock the world and be nice. Peace and love, Capital Underground. Thanks for having me. Ralphie Renna, enjoy your sweet sausages tonight. I know you're going home to eat some.
Teriyaki
I know you got the sausage,
teriyaki chicken, please. Teriyaki chicken with salad. By next summer, I'm going to look like Kai, and he's going to weigh more than me now. So we're going to feed you. Kai, any last words? I mean, tomorrow night's the big night, your party. Anything else before we go? And I really want to thank you both for being here.
Friday night.
Friday night.
But peace and love. Peace and love to all my musician friends and family. Peace and love to Ralph Renna. Thank you for allowing me on this podcast.
Absolutely. This is remember this. This is our podcast. That's our podcast. That's right. Capital Underground Face to Face. And I'll leave you with these words because they both said the word peace. I was driving to the recording studio the other night, and some guy was holding up a peace sign, and I just went, and he went, we had a connection, and I just kept going at 40 miles an hour. With that being said, Capital Underground Face to Face, Brian Kane, Kai tomorrow night, Rustic Barn, go.
No, Friday night.
6. Friday night? I said Friday night. Yeah.
Today's Wednesday, night. Bro.
Friday, what did I say? Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night? Well, this is the 420 Beer 30 show. So
it is,
right. All right, so good. We had a good time. Friday night, Rustic Barn, and peace. Have a good day.
Peace out, man.